So in this video I'm going to start chapter 3 exercise 3.1. The first question, okay. Aftab tells his daughter, okay, 7 years ago. 7 years ago means Aftab is mentioning about the past, okay. What happened 7 years then? 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were. Means 7 years ago, Aftab was 7 times his daughter's age. Okay. Also, 3 years from now, Itiabra 3 years again. Means Aftab is talking about the future here. 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as he will be. Represent this situation algebraically and graphically. So we have to, okay, formulate this word problem into a pair of linear equations into variables. Find its solution graphically this time. Okay, no algebraic methods are required. Okay, see, Aftab is talking about the future that he will be 7 times his daughter's age. Aftab was talking about the past in which he was 7 times his daughter's age. Again, Aftab is talking about the future in which he will be 3 times his daughter's age. But we do not have any information about their present ages, right? So what I'm going to do is let Aftab's present age be x years. Let Aftab's present age be x years. And his daughter's present age be y years. Means in 2021, right now, Aftab is x years old. And right now, his daughter is y years old. Okay? Right now means while recording this video. Okay. So the first part of the question, Aftab is talking about the past 7 years ago. So we need to find a situation. Like we need to find like how old was Aftab 7 years back? How old was his daughter 7 years back? We need to first understand that situation, okay? So 7 years ago, what was Aftab's age then? In 2021, what is Aftab's age? X years. 7 years ago, what was Aftab's age? He will be 7 years younger though. So, x minus 7. Yeah. So 7 years ago, Aftab's age was x minus 7. He was 7 years younger. And his daughter's age? Daughter's age was y minus 7. Now, what are they mentioning here 7 years ago? 7 years ago, Aftab is saying, I was 7 times as old as you were. Means Aftab is saying that 7 years ago, his age was 7 times his daughter's age. Huh? Aftab is saying 7 years ago, his age was 7 times his daughter's age. X minus 7 equals to 7y minus 49. X minus 7y, right? Plus 7y, transpose it as minus 7. Minus 49 plus 7. X minus 7y equals to minus 40. That is your first equation. Alright? The second part says 3 years from now. Or 3 years from now means Itiabra Loigena 3 sal pichede. Means Aftab is talking about the future now. After 3 years. Okay? Aftab is talking about after 3 years. See, Aftab's present age is X years. After 3 years, he will be 3 years older. Then after 3 years, Aftab's age will be X plus 3 years. He will be 3 years older. His daughter's age. His daughter also will be 3 years older. So Y plus age, or Y plus 3, I mean. So according to the question, 3 years from now, after 3 years, Aftab's age will be, Aftab's age will be 3 times his daughter's age. 3 times his daughter's age. So X plus 3 equals to 3Y plus 9, correct? X minus 3Y is equal to 9 minus 3. 9 minus 3. So X minus 3Y equal to 6. So you need to draw a graph for equation 1 and 2. Is it okay? Yes, and you need to find out the solution graphically. You can try first. So I'm going to represent this graphically. Okay. Now, if you are done with this, I'm going to rub this out. Okay. I'm going to rub this out, and I'm going to just write down the two equations that I have obtained, right? X minus 7y is equal to minus 42. This is your first equation. And then x minus 3y is equal to 6. That is your second equation, right? Is it correct? Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to find values of x and y from both the equations. And how am I going to do that? You see very carefully. See, both equation 1 and 2 are linear equations in two variables. Whenever we draw the graph of linear equation in two variables, we always get a straight line. Okay? So from equation 1, let me draw the graph for the first equation. From equation 1. Better. From equation 1, your equation 1 is x minus 7y is equal to minus 42, right? So I'm going to write x as minus 42 plus 7. Put any values of y and determine x. See, but you need to think for the other equation also. You just cannot take any values that you like. Whatever the range now, the range of values for x and y here in the first equation and in the second equation should be same. Range to kyo bolage. If the values of y, suppose if the value of y ranges from 0 to 10, then for the second equation also you try to keep it the value of y in the range 0 to 10. See, and if you are for the same for x also it's same. But in an equation for x and y the range may not be same, because in a graph you can take the different scales for x-axis and y-axis. Here in this equation you can take y ranging from 0 to 10. You can take x ranging from 0 to 1000 also. Is it okay? Because we can draw different scales for x-axis and y-axis. But the range for x from both the equation should be approximately equal, and the range for y also should be equal. Are you following that? So what value of y do you prefer here? Suppose I substitute, put y is equal to 6. Just say 6. Then your x will be equal to minus 42 plus 7 into 6. Minus 42 plus 42. That gives you. Is it okay? So the first value of x and y has been obtained. You can try putting y is equal to 12. 12. That means I'm keeping 6 y in multiples of 6. Right? Let's see. Then your x will be equal to minus 42 plus 7 into 12. Minus 42 plus 12, 7 times is 84. That is how much? 42. Okay. Now you can try put y is equal to, now what value do you want to choose? You can go for 10. You can go for 10. Okay, you can go for 18. You can go for minus 6. I'm keeping in multiples of 6, but it's okay. You can take in terms of even number also. So 6, 10, 12, it's an even. You can go for 8. You can go for 8 also. So that y will be in terms of even number 6, 8, 12, right? So your x will be equal to minus 42 plus 7 into 8. Minus 42 plus 7, 8 times is 56. What is 56 minus 42? 56 minus 42? So 3 values are enough. So I'm going to represent them in this manner, right? So this is your x, this is your y now. The first y is 6, then your x is 0. If your y is 12, your x is 42. If your y is 8, your x is 10. Now for the second equation, from equation 2, your x minus 3y is 6, right? So your x will be 6 plus 3y. Is it okay? Then you can start putting y as, here I have tried y as 6. I can try y as 6 here. So x equals to 6 plus 3 into 6. 6 plus 18, 24. You can try putting y as 12. X equals to 6 plus 3 into 12. So 6 plus 36, that is 42. You can try putting y as 8. Then x will be equal to 6 plus 3 into 8. 6 plus 24, 30, right? So what I'm going to do is, let me draw the boxa. What do we call this one? Y is 6, x is 24, y is 12, x is 42, y is 8, x is 30. Now look at the range. Here the value of x is 0, 14, 42. 24, 42, 30. So for the x-axis, you can take the scale as like 1 centimeter is equal to maybe 5 units. 5 units. Okay? So for the proper scale, for x-axis, you go for 1 centimeter to be equal to maybe 5 units. 5 units. Or you can go for 10 units also, no problem, okay? But 5 units would be much better. And for the y-axis, 1 centimeter, you can take it as here 6, 12, 18. 12 is the highest. You can go for 2 units each. Is it okay? Is there any common point? Yes. 24, 12, or 42, 12. 42, 12 is the common point. That means when you draw the graph, the lines will be intersecting at a particular point. That is, where x is 42 and y is 12. That will be the solution for the given equation. So the lines will be intersecting at this point, where the coordinate is 42 and 12. So the x coordinate is 42. And x represents Aftab's edge, right? So Aftab's present edge will be 42. And the y coordinate is 12 here. So y represents Aftab's daughter's age. So his daughter's age will be 12 years. Alright? Can you draw the graph now? Okay. So question number 2 here now. The coach of a cricket team buys 3 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,900. Later she buys another bat and 3 more balls of the same kind, okay, for rupees 1,300. So represent this situation algebraically and graphically. See, in the first case she buys 3 bats, 6 balls. Next time again she buys 1 bat, 3 more balls for this much price. We do not know like what is the cost of 1 bat and the cost of 1 ball. Okay, so we can take that to be x and y. So let the cost of 1 bat be rupees x and the cost of 1 ball be rupees y, right? So in the first case, how many bats did the coach buy? 3 bats. Cost of 1 bat is rupees x. Cost of 3 bats will be 3x. She buys 6 balls. Cost of 1 ball is rupees y. Cost of 6 balls will be 6y. She buys them together plus total cost is 3,900. So that's equation 1. Okay. Again later on she buys only 1 bat and 3 more balls now for rupees 1,300. She buys only 1 bat, cost of 1 bat is rupees x. She buys 3 balls, cost of 1 ball is rupees y, cost of 3 balls is 3y. So the total cost is 1,300. So we have represented it algebraically, so we need to do it graphically, okay? So we start from the first equation. From equation 1, what is the equation 1? 3x plus 6y is 3,900. 3x is equal to 3,900 minus 6y. X will be 3,900 minus 6y upon, can I take 3 common and divide by 3? So x will be taking 3 common, 1,300 minus 2y upon. So x equals to 1,300 minus 2y. Alright? Put any value of 5, fine, thanks, but you have to be careful, okay, with the values, because the same range you have to choose for the second equation also. But you can always start with 0. Suppose I put y as 0. I put y as 0. Then your x will be. I put y as 0 over here. Then your x will be 1,300 minus 2 into 0. That's 0. So 1,300 only, right? Okay, 1,300 minus 2 into 0. 2 into 0 is 0. So 1,300 minus 0 will be 1,300. Now since this is a very large value, y also you have to take according to that. I can put y as, suppose I can choose y to be 600, suppose. Then your x will be 1,300 minus 2 into 600. So 1,300 minus 1,200, that is 100. I need one more value. We can take 500 now. Put y as 500. Then x will be 1,300 minus 2 into 500. So 1,300 minus 1,000, right? That's 300, okay? So that's done. That's done. So this is xy. Your first y is 0 and then your x is 1,300, right? Your first y is 600 and then your x is 100. Your third y is 500 and then your x is. So in both the x's you can take the scale to be 100. 1 centimeter to be 100 units, okay? Now let's go for the second equation. From equation 2, what do we have? X plus 3y is 1300. So x is equal to 1300 minus, you can always start with 0. You can start by putting y as 0. If you put y as 0, then x will be 1300 minus 3 times 0. 3 times 0 is 0, so that's simply 1300. You can start putting y as, how much do you want? If it is 600, we'll get negative. So you can just simply put 100. So x will be 1300 minus 3 into 100. So 1300 minus 300. So that is 1000. If you think it is too large, then you can go for 200. Then 3 into 200 will be 600. So you get 700. Alright? Now you can go for y as 300 then. Then x will be 1300 minus 3 into 300. 1300 minus 900 will be 400. X, y is 0, x is 1300, right? If y is 200, x will be 700. If y is 300, x is 400. So what is the common point here? 1300, 0 is your common point. So 1300, 0 is your common point. So when you draw the graph, suppose when you draw the graph, okay, this is your x-axis. This is your 100, 200, 300, 400, and so on. This is your 1300, right? So your graph will intersect at this point. I don't know, your graph will intersect at this point. So that's the common point. So that's the solution. 1300, 0 is the coordinate of a point, okay, which is the solution for these equations. So this is the point of intersection. The coordinate of the point is 1300, 0. So the x coordinate is 1300. So the cost of one bet will be 1300. And the y coordinate is 0, so the cost of one ball is 0. So the balls are given free. Alright? Okay. In both the axes, you can take the scale as 100 units each, okay? Per centimeter. Mana kedua nih?